Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another JavaScript video. So this series is me trying to go from not understanding anything to do with JavaScript to being able to actually work in the domain which JavaScript lives in. So that means web development, that means client-server interactions, that means database interactions, etc. So just trying to, these videos are a lot more casual and kind of just trying to learn these concepts, play with the language, see what's going on, and move forward with gaining skills in this area. So I'm gonna minimize myself here, and then last time we were doing this, it turned out that we were trying to figure out how to get EJS all up and running. So let's see. Here. Okay, so we need to install EJS, so npm install and then EJS. Let's see if this works. No, invalid. Okay, why is that having its problem? Okay, invalid response. Well, okay. Can I do like sudo? Can I do this with like sudo? I don't know. Let's see if this. Hey, yo, that actually worked. Okay, well, there we go, I guess. Now, said to put this in views. So I created this last time in the last video. So views, and then inside of views we have. Let me turn that up so I can actually see what's going on. So then we have index.ejs, and here's this. Now, with index.ejs, I need to figure out a way to be able to, I guess I won't be able to see both, whatever. This, okay, so now I have my main here, and where am I calling this index.ejs? So right now trying to figure out kind of how this EJS thing actually works and how I can utilize it. So, all right. Express, pathway. Probably have to do something with this, right? Like app, what is app? App is, so we have express, and then this is like calling it constructor. Okay, then that means that this would be an object. So it's an express object, okay? And now I'm changing one of the parameters, or I'm accessing some method within this express object, and view engine EJS. Okay. App.get. This is the get takes in, I guess it just adds a route. I need to figure out kind of like how that actually works. Like how does it, what is it actually doing? Is it just adding? I understand like, okay, well, if I type this into the browser, it will perform this function. But like how? Like what is it actually doing when I do this app.get? Is it creating an event? Is it like creating a interrupt, or what's actually going on with this app.get here? And then I created another app.get over there. So all of these are app.gets. Okay. So where are we seeing app.render or result.render? Okay. That's here. And now I'm sending it to something which is renderer. Now what is result? Result is an argument that's passed in. So that's kind of like standard, or not standard, but I mean that's kind of built in. it's an automatic parameter that we're not creating. It's like given to us by JavaScript, maybe. Okay, so index data. This data is this like JSON file, okay? And it's passed in here to renderer. And I think renderer does, we'll like try to put this message. Message is here. So this is one of the parameters that I can pass in, okay? Let's see if it works. What was the command to run it? It was like npm, and then let's see, package.json run dev, I think. Okay, that might have worked. And which port are we on? Oh, I could have just looked here. 3000. Okay, and I declared port up there. Okay, so Safari, come in here. So localhost 3000. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this again. It says hello EJS. So we are seeing, let me try to do something else. Like, let me see H1. And this kind of goes back to the thing of I don't know too much about web development. Again, my degree is electrical engineering, or actually electrical and computer engineering, minor in computer science. So I have a very strange kind of like skill set. It's more embedded systems kind of stuff, but trying to get into the more software developer space. So as of right now, I don't know much about web development because I didn't take any of those classes. But this is kind of these videos right here and doing these projects are kind of my way to provide an opportunity for myself to actually advance. It's getting hot. Let me take my jacket off. Okay. Anyways, these videos are kind of an opportunity for me to advance and learn. So I have this H1. I don't know if this means that it is, I think what these tags are is like the styling, right? So what I'm confused about, or what I'm curious about, is that I said I have two H1s. Do I need to do like H2 actually? So I'm going to say like this is another H1 tag, and then this is my H2 tag. Okay, so let's render this. So what I'm doing right now is this actually accomplishes two things. The first thing is I want to see actually it accomplishes three things. Number one, can I use two H1s in the same document? Does that work, or am I going to get I don't think HTML is even compiled, so am I going to get like an error? Second thing is, what is the difference between H1 and H2? Okay. Third thing is, I'm verifying that I actually am rendering this EJS file, because if I see these two things that I added here, I know, okay, I am rendering this EJS file, and I'm also rendering this message. So that's kind of what I want to do. So let's see, save that. Okay, let's go back to here and then just do a get. Okay, so yes, I can do two H1 tags. So that's just like bullet point or whatever. You can do as many as you want. And the only difference is one has a different like styling. One is a different header thing. This one is smaller. See, so that's the difference. Yes, I am rendering the EJS file. Okay, cool. So now let me try to put in two messages. I'm going to come back to here. This message here, I'm going to say, like, how about this? So, message 2, my second message. Okay. So let's come here to index.ejs. So now I want to add another like h1, okay, and I need to use the same strange syntax. I don't know exactly what this syntax means. That's going to be something that I'm going to learn right after I verify this. So let me just copy and paste this. Actually, let me just go like this. So can I get my browser or IDE to, what if I just go like this? Can I? No? And then percent? Does it have autocomplete? No. Percent here. Okay, it's kind of a weird syntax, but message 2. Okay. From here, this is my second message. Okay, so I can now dynamically pass in arguments to my HTML file and render it differently based on whichever like process or whichever router is hit. Okay. I guess that's something. So, I mean, obviously I see how that could be very useful. I guess the next thing is kind of to figure out like what is this weird syntax. So I'm just gonna copy and paste that into here. So what is the syntax for EJS? Are there other kinds of things that I can do with EJS? Okay, so let's see what is going on. No, maybe later. Come on. Okay. Okay. EJS, Embedded JavaScript. Okay, so that's what it stands for. Now this is syntax used to output the value of a variable or expression to the template. That's what we saw. Okay. Specifically, that will insert message 2. Okay, we kind of knew that. Yep. So this one is percent equals. Now there's a percent minus. Escaping HTML outputs unescaped HTML. Use this with caution to avoid XSS, cross-site scripting attacks. What on earth is XSS? Okay. JavaScript code. Okay, so I can insert JavaScript code too. That's just percent with no equals or minus. Okay. So we just do if user. Now what is user in this case? I'm not sure. If user, okay. Oh, that's kind of weird. So we do this and then we put this HTML here and then we have to close out the bracket. Okay, that's it just looks weird, but okay, whatever. Here's percent equals, so that's the same as this one. But what are we doing? Okay, so percent, this means we're doing just the JavaScript. It's like up here. So we're doing a for loop. So we have, okay. So for each, so items, for each, and then function item. Percent minus, that's that weird XSS, so not looking at that right now. Looping through items. Okay, so I want to figure out what this item here. Function item. What? Oh, maybe I'm passing. Where is item declared? Or items? I don't even know. Oh, maybe that's I passed that in. I passed it in myself. So let me see about this. Let me just copy and paste this into my code. Okay. Let's see if it works. Oh, but I haven't done items, but anyways, it doesn't matter. Did it go away? I don't know. Close these. Okay. Localhost 3000. Ooh! Okay. Items is not defined. So that's indicates that yes, I do need to come here and do items. And what is items? I guess a list. So first, and then oops, second, third. Okay. So let's try this again. Let's rerun it. Huh. There we go. That's pretty cool, actually. That's really cool. I like that. Nice. Does it include footer? Including partials. What is a partial? Includes another EJS template, useful for reusing common. Can you explain more about partials? Okay. Let's see if we can do the partials. Come on. Okay, so partials. EJS embedded JavaScript templates are a great way to reuse common pieces of code across multiple pages. Okay, so what this seems like I can do is I can create one singular HTML file and use that in multiple different other HTML files. So just say like essentially like copy and paste, like take this code, just paste it there, and I just want the same like basic template for whatever, all of my pages. So okay, let's do it. Let's make a footer, or what did it? Yeah. So think of partials as building blocks or snippets of code that you can include in your EJS template to avoid duplication and make your code more maintainable. All right. Benefits of using partials. So reusability, maintainability, and organization. Okay, I can see how that would work. So let's do a footer.ejs. Okay. And navbar. Interesting. So I can do this percent minus, which is something with that XSS. Okay, syntax to include partials in my main EJS. The include function inserts the contents of the specified partial in your template. Okay, so I'm going to go to views and I'm going to have footer. Okay, so I have in views, good. I do new, what do I want to do? Maven. That was my other one though. It's, I believe, Java. Okay, that I'm doing two different project videos. The JavaScript videos, which I'm doing right now, but then also the Java. So nothing here. That's fine. New file. That seems reasonable. So footer.ejs. Okay. So now what do we want to do? I also like how I don't need to like add something to the project or the solution. I was struggling, and that's a light word to use for it. I was battling. That's the word I actually want to use. With one of these projects that I'm working on at work, trying to add new files into a project, and is it at the project level or the solution level? What's even the difference between project and solution, and how do you organize everything? And I was like, oh my gosh, this one I just like put a new file in there and bam, okay, it's in your current working directory. You're good. I like that. I like it a lot. Here we go. So back to here. Now I'm going to do footer, okay. Header has a little bit more interesting stuff. What is this nav? I've never seen nav before. So let's, I'm just gonna copy this and put it here, okay? We're gonna get back to that nav because I'm kind of interested. I've never seen that tag before, so I wanna, you know, play around with things. And ooh, what's this and sign and then a copy? What is that? Oh, that seems interesting. Okay, so we have a lot of interesting things that we are running into today. Let's come back to here. Okay, so index.ejs, yeah. What about that, so that you can make a nav bar. I kind of want to see what a nav bar is. You know? So let's just do header as well. So let's come here and new file, header.ejs. Oops, there we go. Looks kind of nice. Alright, so now I'm assuming in my index.ejs I'm going to need to insert a footer. So before I even start, let me just try to do it myself, right? So how do I think I would do it? I remember it was %sign and then minus. So let's do that, % minus. And then what was it that I needed to pass in? Like file? Something? And then footer.ejs, okay. And minus %sign. Was that kind of the syntax? If it's not, that's fine. We can just change it. So within the body, yep, that's what we got. Okay, so it doesn't have a minus at the end. Include, that was it, and I need quotations around the footer. Okay, so it doesn't have a minus at the back, and this is include, and we also need to figure out this include guy right here. What is it? Like, where does this come from? Is it JavaScript? Is it something with like EJS? I'm not really sure right now, but that's fine. Now I'm going to do this right here, and this should, let's try. Why does my thing keep going away? Okay. Oh, it was there. Some reason this tab changed. I thought that it was okay, there's something else interesting right there. I was like, why does my page keep going away? And somehow I was able to change this the text in this tab. That's interesting. There we go. Let's get this header. Let's get the header going. So maybe up here, I'm gonna do the same thing. So let's do that. %sign and then minus, and then it was include. Yep. Oh, there we go. Include, and what do we want to include? Header.ejs. Okay. Now %sign and close the brackets. Do we need to run it again? Sure, let's run it again. That'll be nice. Oh, am I able to? Whoa! Oh! What? How did that happen? Home? About? Yo, what? What is this? What's going on here? Ha ha ha. We're contacts. Oh. Whoa. Contacts. No way. So you can make like clickable links. And then that triggers another like GET request. And so then it sends out another thing. I didn't need to even type like localhost 3000 and then \contacts. It did it for me by just clicking on something, and then it rendered this. Now, how did that happen? So something in header. Okay. So, okay. My website header. So we saw that, right? And then there's a list. I know that that's list. And then href. So this I think is like a inserting a URL. And this is the URL. Okay, so that's why when I clicked home, it brought me to the same thing, because remember, this is where we were, oops, not there. We were here, right? So when we get the backslash, that's what we were rendering, is this home page, which I was currently at when I did like that, right? Like this is my home page. Then when I press this, it's just doing it's essentially just doing this and then researching for it. Okay. And then when I do about, this one is that bad contact, because it's trying to do localhost 3000/about, and I didn't implement any about. So it's coming here and saying, okay, do I match this one or do I match this one? Nope. I don't match this. I don't match this. Okay, and then this one is like a catch-all. And that's why it says, oh, you made a wrong request. You don't have that URL. Okay. So, okay. And then contacts, it does the contact. Okay. Very interesting. Let's, let's see. I was trying to figure out, what is this? P is like paragraph, right? But what is this copy? So I don't think I need this Node.js thing anymore. We already downloaded that. It's in the last video. Okay. So what is the and sign copy doing? I think it's a valid question. Let's see what it has to say for itself. The copy in the HTML code represents the copyright symbol. Oh, okay, so maybe I can use like a and sign and then some other like symbol. So like if I want to do the and sign itself, I just do and sign and then AMP and then a semicolon. Greater than, less than, quotation marks. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's cool. Nice. So what else were we trying to investigate? I think we have this index. Is there anything else that I was saying that I didn't really understand? I was saying we know where this comes from. Where does include come from? That was another one that we were a little bit confused about. So let's come here and ask it, like, where does the include come from? Is this a built-in JavaScript function? All right, let's okay, so it's not built-in JavaScript. Instead, it is a feature provided by EJS. Templating engine, okay? EJS allows you to include partials within other templates, okay? So it's kind of just like an EJS thing, just like the brackets, percent sign, equals is an EJS thing. It's kind of just a function, okay? Okay, you mentioned that I can create a nav bar as well. How would I do that with EJS? Creating a reusable nav bar with EJS is a great way to keep your templates organized and consistent across multiple pages. Oh, there was also another thing. It was somewhere that we had in AV. In AV, here. That might be a nav bar. We'll see. That was another thing that I said we needed to investigate. And then I think once we figure out these two things, navbar and NAV, then we're going to be able to, we've wrapped up all of the questions that I identified doing this header footer insertion of EJS, and now we can try to see if there's other topics. In particular, I know that we did a get, which is, so there's, I remember hearing about CRUD operations, CRUD, create, CR, what would be the R? Read, I think. U, update, D, delete. So I remember hearing that this is extremely important for like operations within the server. I don't know, something like that. We're going to investigate CRUD, and I'm going to figure out, okay, well, how do I perform CRUD operations on with this? I think the get would be like a and I also remember I saw Susie doing it. It was, you had Postman, okay, and Postman would send out a request, and you would have the get, and you would have the something else, and you would be able to send data out and put parameters in there. So there's a lot of, we're just at the very, very beginning of our journey. So kind of right now I'm on a cliff looking out over the horizon, and the mist is kind of clearing in some areas. And I'm like, huh, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. And so now we have to kind of go and investigate those areas. And then once we investigate things, other things should clear up as well, and we'll be able to have a very productive and fascinating adventure. So let's figure out the nav bar, and then after we figure out that nav bar, we're going to be able to try to go see about how to do those different, like what is CRUD and how do you perform those operations. All right, let's go. Yeah, so it has a NAV right there. Okay, so create navbar.ejs, file in views. Okay, so essentially it's just essentially it's just this. This is a nav bar. Okay. Cool. Is there anything else interesting? No? Okay. What are CRUD operations, and how do I use them in Express? Okay. CRUD operations are basic functions of persistent storage. Okay, so like with database, I guess. So CRUD is a database concept, okay? CRUD stands for create, read, I was right about that R, update, and delete. Okay, cool. Which are the four fundamental operations in most database interactions. Okay, so this is a database concept. Okay, good. Because as I said, with JavaScript, so I don't want to learn, the point of these videos isn't to learn the language JavaScript, but rather to learn kind of the area of JavaScript's domain, which is web development, which is client server interaction, and also database interaction. So this is wonderful. So adding new data, retrieving data, modifying data, and removing data. Cool. Okay. So let's walk through how to implement these operations in an Express application using RESTful API. RESTful API. I've heard this keyword before. Okay, we'll use an example of a simple RESTful API for managing a list of books. Okay. So ensure that I have body parser. What is body parser and why do I actually need it? So middleware to parse JSON bodies. I mean, seems kind of useful, right? Like, I guess I need that. Oh my goodness, okay, so there's a lot going on here. Create a post, okay. Get is read, so get corresponds to read. Okay, now, the other thing that this makes me curious about is how do I actually go about connecting a database? So that is going to be something which is something I'll need to do either in this video or maybe in the future. Depends on how long this takes me. So let me just install this Express. So I already have Express. I just need to get this body parser. So let me stop running this. So npm install, okay, and then body parser. Is that right? npm install body and then dash parser. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so we got that. The other interesting question that I have is when I do something like npm install, where does that actually go? Right, like where is that stored? I'm gonna ask that question. When I do something like where is Express and body stored and how is it accessed? And then we're going to go back up. So we haven't finished those CRUD operations. This is like this is one of those things that I'm kind of curious about, like where does it actually store it? I know obviously software engineering is extremely important to know kind of how to set up your environment and make sure you have the right packages and make sure that you have all of those dependencies. But I don't actually know, like, where does it actually store it? What are those? What is a dependency? How do you how does any of this actually work? I don't know. So let's see. Okay. When you run a command like npm install, okay, the Node package manager downloads and installs packages, Express and Body Parser in this case, into your project node module directory. Hold on. So here's node modules, okay? Oh my goodness. There's a lot going on here. Okay, let me close out of this. All of these are node modules. Wow. Was this created when I did that whatever, like node init or whatever? Or npm init? EJS. Here's EJS as well. So they have function here. So this seems like it's a little bit more important than what I initially kind of took it out to be. I just said like, okay, whatever, and put JavaScript functions in. Okay. I mean, there's a lot going on right here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's not get too sidetracked on things. Okay. Express here. Okay. JS, I already saw that one. Body parser. Here's body parser right there. Okay. So body parser, library, read.js. Okay, so here are the functions that I'm now able to perform. Okay, so it is like including a library, kind of, and it's stored within node modules. And I'm going to guess that this is what I'm allowed to perform here. This is index.ejs. Okay, so let's, okay. So node modules, if it doesn't already exist, npm creates node modules directory in the root of your project. So install update. So update package.json. If you use save flag, or it's implied in newer npm versions, npm will update your package.json. Okay, my package.json here, was it updated with any body parser, dependencies body parser. Okay, EJS, which I just did, right? Like at the beginning of this video, I said npm install and then EJS. So it added this line of code here in my package.json. Then I have Express as well. Okay. Nice. Okay. So let's go back up to here and let's figure out, so we're here. Okay. So now I need example project structure. So main and then data and then books.json. Okay. So const express. So we have this, and then now we need this body parser is, and maybe I'm a little bit confused about how this syntax works. So I think that this is like hashtag include. I think that this is the JavaScript equivalent to hashtag include. But then for some reason I'm like capturing it here at body parser. And then I operate on that, like body parser.json. Like, wait, what? App.use body parser.json. Okay. JSON.parse. And where does JSON come from? And then parse, I'm guessing that this is like body parser. So file system dot read file sync book file path uint8. Oh my goodness. Okay, so load initial data from JSON file. Okay, so post. All right, we have a lot that we need to learn right now, so let's start getting into it. Let's get back to, this is my test web page. Okay, package.json. Let's close out these header and footers. I don't think we need them right now. So we're gonna come here and we're going to add, should we do it here, or what are we trying to do? I need to create data and then books.json. Okay, so close node modules, views, and that needs to be on the same level as main. Okay, so I have my main here, and now I want to create a new, oh, actually I don't want that. I want a new thing here, which is called data. Okay. Okay, so hopefully that works, that it's on the same level. I think so. Now from here, I want to create a new thing. Books.json. Does it need to be capitalized? Books.json. Okay. So we're gonna skip that for now. Okay, so it's just like a normal JSON file. So I have an array. Okay, so let's write this out. Let's not just do a copy and paste. Let's write it out. Practice doing JSON. So I have an array. Now I know that I have like curly brackets as well, and then I need to do the maybe like title. So like I don't know. What's a good book? 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Okay. Oh, maybe it would be author, right? Like this. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Okay. So, can I do this? No. So something's wrong. Doesn't like it. That's fine. ID. Okay, so it wants kind of like this, like here, here. Is that better? Are we happy? We also need to do another thing like I don't know, pages. Oh, that's not author. That's title. Title. Pages. That's 359. Okay. Genre. What would it be? Fiction. Okay. Maybe what I can do. Let's test this out. Let's come here and do fiction. And can it be adventure? Okay. Let's do that. It seems to be accepting this, so I can do like an array within JSON. Cool. Let's do another one. Do I need a comma there? Yes, I do. Okay, good. Comma, and now another one here. Let's see. Crime and punishment should be another one. Title. Punishment, pages. Okay, and this one is those ones are always like 20,000 pages long, so 20,763. The same thing with War and Peace. All of those Russian books are always like 20,000, 10 million pages long. Okay, so genre, yep, okay, is going to be an array. Oh, and oh, it doesn't like that I didn't have a comma there. I wouldn't like that either, actually. It is fiction, yes. It's also kind of philosophy. So, now, what do I want to do? Come back to here. Okay. Now, I want to do, so, I want to load the data, right? Okay. So I'm going to come back to main, JavaScript. And I want to, I'm still going to try to use this, like, app.set. I'm going to try to do another one, like, app.use. Why did it do that? Use, okay. Body. Parser. Oh, and I have not done a require on body parser. That should, I also need this file system thing here. Okay. Let's change that. So const body parser equals require. Okay. And what do I require? Body parser. Okay. Now I think I need a semicolon there. Const and then file system equals require. Okay. And then fs. I didn't really do anything with fs. I don't know if that is kind of included. See about that. Okay, so app.use body parser .json. JSON. Okay. Like this. Now before I have any of my router functions, I want to do what do I want to do? Const book file path, okay. Books file path. So I'm creating a variable of file path, path.join. Okay, so I think what I'm going to be doing is telling it where the books live. So where do the books live? I need to join what? The directory name, so where this main.ejs lives, and then I did data, so I'm guessing I'm going to do something like comma, or yeah, see data right there, and then books.json. Okay, so let's do that. Data, and then books.json. Okay, and then that's it. Yeah. There we go. So that's the path. We got it. Now, const load books equals. Oh, this is one of those weird functions of JavaScript. So we have an equals and an arrow. What was this called? Like an anonymous function or something like that? Callback function? Something? Okay. So JSON dot parse, okay. File system dot read file sync, okay. And then book path, books file path, and then we also want to tell it that it is UTF-8. And then we should be able to finish that off, right? Yeah. All right. Now, we're still not done. So we need to const save books equals, so we have that same weird JavaScript stuff. So books, and where does books come from? I don't know, but that's something going on there. File system dot, and it's not an automatic call. So file sync. I don't know why it's not automatically recognizing it, but that's books file path. So I'm giving it the file path. And what else would it like? So JSON.stringify. Oh, okay. So there's a lot of so JSON.stringify. Okay, so that's books null 2. Okay, so there, ooh. Okay. Now what? Okay, so should we see if it even just crashes? It might just crash. So npm run dev. Okay, it should start up. Okay, let me try doing this. Localhost and do this. Okay, so nothing immediately crashed. So I guess what I can be doing now is I'm going to re-look at those lines of code which I just wrote right there, try to get a better understanding of what I think that they might be doing, and then we can try to actually do a post which should be able to generate a book for ourselves. So I should be able to insert a book into the JSON. That's what I think is going to happen. Let's see about that. Okay, so coming back to here, so book file path, this just saves where I'm storing the books. That kind of makes sense. So this is load books is, I'm saying I think it's equal to a function. I'm just creating a function that takes in no arguments, and this is kind of like because it's one line of code, I don't need brackets. And this is the only line that happens. When I call this load books, what does it do? It takes in no parameters. It does JSON.parse. So parse is going to be a built-in function that will take in something. We need to look at what it takes in, but it's going to take in something, parse it, and then turn it to JSON. Okay. And I'm guessing return. Like there is no return statement here, so I'm not sure if it returns anything, but it might. File system. So what does it take? File system. We included that up here. File or read file sync. So I'm giving it the path and how it is stored. And then that is being passed to the JSON parser, and then it's parsing that data and then turning it into JSON, saying, hey, this is a JSON file. Cool. So now, save books is also, this is going to be equal to a function. So it's not really like a variable, it's a function, which again is a very strange thing in JavaScript, that you can like have a variable that represents an entire function. So this function takes in one parameter, which is books. Okay. How do I actually call this save books? Save books. And then, Okay, so it's just like creating a normal function. It's like declaring a normal function. Okay, so that's just like a function name. That's nothing strange. That's nothing strange. I don't know why I'm making a big deal out of nothing right there. So it just takes in books. I'm also curious, does it return anything? Like, what, books.push. I don't, load books here equals books. Therefore, it must contain, or it must return something. There is no explicit return call, so that's another question that I'm going to ask things. There was no explicit return statement, but it seems as if these two lines of code will return values. How does this work? Oh, I didn't mean to press enter. That's fine. We're just gonna keep coming up here. I didn't mean to press that. Okay. So, we're here. And we want to see what saveBooks does. So it's a function. We're declaring a function, takes in one parameter, and this is what it does. This is what happens. It does file system write file. So we're writing to the file. Okay, so this is reading from the file. This is writing from the file. Okay, so it's kind of similar to the way in C you're able to do like file system writes and reads. Okay, so we give it the path and then JSON.stringify. So this is the same JSON thing here. But instead of parsing, we're stringifying, and I'm guessing that just means create a string or something. I don't know. But anyways, books, null, and 2. So some parameters that you pass into stringify, okay? And then it writes to the file location. So we should be able to put data in. So what should happen is I do this thing here. Okay, so this is really cool. So books, result request. Oh my gosh, I don't know. This is so cool. So I'm going to do app.post, okay? And now I'm going to do books. So if they try to access books, I'm going to do request. And again, I don't really know what these request and results are, but that's what I'm excited about because I'm about to figure that out. I had a question about this a little while ago, and now I finally am going to be able to investigate this more. So I really appreciate that. Anyways, so we do these, this one, and then we come here, and then we're like, okay, great, we're gonna do a function. So const books equals load books, okay, so it's a function, okay, const new book equals, here we go, request dot body, I don't know what this is, books, okay, dot push new book, okay, and save books, then result dot status 201 dot send new book. Oops. New book like that. Okay. How do I actually perform that though? Okay. Add a new curl. What? Curl x post. So can I just like copy and paste this into... Okay, let's copy and paste this into my browser and see what happens. Okay, so let's V. Okay. Curl. Well, I guess that this is like a command line thing. So is that where I need that postman? Let's postman. Okay. Hopefully I don't need to sign up for anything. Can I just use it? I don't wanna sign up. I actually don't want to sign up. Okay. I guess the problem that I'm coming across, can I just add another terminal here? So I have two terminal. Oh, I guess I can. So I was thinking I would need to stop my server listening, but then I need my server listening to be able to send that request, right? So I might be able to just do this. Let's see about this. Okay. Come to the data wherever it was stored. I should see Orwell. There we go. There it is. That's so cool. That's so cool. Did you guys think that this video was gonna be this awesome? Like, that is amazing. Look at that. What is curl? Okay, so I also want to know what curl is. So can you explain this command? Okay, so now do I want to... So I keep seeing these curl. So I can do like a put. Okay. I mean, okay, so I'll do that. And then come all the way back up to here. So I have these. Okay. So 404 put update put what? I still don't understand exactly what's going on with these request and results. Like, there's a lot of new information that's coming in right now. So I think that this is like a parameter that I'm able to pass in from my command, or from okay, so let's do that one. This app.get. So let's do... Oh, and I didn't even need a semicolon there. Okay. App.get. Yep. And books ID. So what is this colon doing, and what does this ID mean? Am I using... I see b.id. I'm thinking it's like a variable. I'm thinking I might be able to use a variable. So anyways, now let's do our normal thing. So request and result. Okay. Oops, that's not exactly what I was... There we go. That's what I was doing. And I won't forget my semicolon this time. So let's start writing this. So const books equals load books. Okay. Const book singular equals books dot find. Oh my goodness. And then b arrow operator. Okay. And then b dot id, and then 3 equals. Okay. what is it equal? Parse int request dot params dot id. Okay. So if book was found, then result dot send book, and then else, oops, result dot status 404. Okay. And then dot send, and we want to send a JSON thing, so message book was not found. Huh, okay. So now I want to try to do this right here. So I'm going to try to access it. So this should have automatically saved. So what I'm going to do is come here. I'm going to do this, and then books, and then an ID. So I'm going to say, I don't know, like this. Should say, you made a wrong request. Oh, darn. Oh, I wasn't hoping for that. I was hoping it would, I guess okay, so I was hoping that it would try to run this, but instead it ended up running this one here. So let's, okay, so localhost 3000, curl. Why do I need to do curl? Can't I access it from my browser? Oh, here. Books and then 1. Okay, let's try that. 1. No. So it's not really, this one's not working. Let me try to do like curl. Okay, let's try that. You made a wrong request. So it keeps doing this one right here. All right, so let's see. We already looked at that where it's stored. That was pretty fun. So great observation. This is the question that I had about, I don't see a return type, like, or I don't see an explicit return call. Why does it? So in here, you see there was no return. There's no return statement for load books, but load books actually does return something. Like I am capturing the return of this function here. So just trying to figure out like how does that work? How does it work? So so this is the arrow function, all right? In JavaScript, which can have implicit returns. Okay, so it's just an implicit return statement. Arrow functions can have an implicit return if the function body contains a single expression. This means you don't need to use return. So if there's a single expression, which is what we have, it's just one line of code, it's just implied that you're returning it. Okay. So that makes sense. So save books, it just returns whatever this like file system dot write file sync is. So I would guess that this would be like a Boolean, like success or fail or something like that. Converts this synchronously. Okay, sure. Anyways, examples of explicit return. So there we go. We can do like a explicit return statement. So if I wanted to be more explicit, I could do that, and then also add those little curly brackets. I like the way this looks a lot better. Like it because I'm new to this. This looks like a lot more understandable to me. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. So now this one, can I explain this command? This is that curl command, and so there's a few things that I'm trying to figure out with this one. I want to figure out how curl works, like what is curl. The other thing that I need to figure out is there's these different arguments, like minus x, and then I see post. That's like a post request, and I think what this is doing is it's kind of like copying or mimicking what Postman does, because I think Postman, its purpose is to send requests to IP addresses or sockets, right? IP address and the port, and then it puts data in there like the content that we want to add and stuff like that. So I think that's what curl is going to be doing. Curl is a command line tool used to transfer data to or from server using various protocols. So, okay, so we're able to use different protocols: HTTP, HTTPS, FTP. Okay, so yeah, curl, as it says, is a command line tool or a command line argument, not argument, but it's a, what would that even, what's that called? Like ls, pwd, cd, makedir. What are those called? Like command line commands, I guess. So curl, its purpose is to do communication and send data to a server. So I'm able to send data, and I'm able to send a post request and have this and title and send. Okay, so this is JSON right here, and I'm creating ID 3 title. Hold on a second. What if I did I just created something with because I did that thing, and now so I created that Orwell book, right? And it has ID 3. What might be going on? No, because you made a wrong request. It's not book not found. I was thinking that maybe if I did like ID 3, maybe that would work, but it's not going to. Yeah. Okay. I thought I was onto something there. I thought I was like, hey, I think I see what's happening here. But no, that's fine. Again, we're kind of, this is the joy of exploration, right? You get lost if you don't, if you're not lost, almost by definition you're not exploring, right? To explore, you have to be a little bit lost. You don't say like, "Oh, I'm going to go explore my kitchen," right? Because you know your kitchen. You say, "I'm going to go explore," and then something that you don't know about. So some area in this world that you've never been to, that you don't have a full grasp on. So we're exploring right now, which is awesome because we're learning a lot. So this minus x post, the x option specifies, okay, so option is, I thought it was argument, but I guess I should call it an option. Specifies the HTTP method, so that's the protocol. In this case, post is used to indicate that the request is to create a new resource, so it's a post request, which matches up with this right here. Okay. H, content type. The H option adds a header to the request. In this case, it sets content type header to application JSON, indicating that the data is to be sent in JSON format. Okay, so it just says it's in JSON. Okay. The D option sends the specified data in the request body. Here, the data is a JSON object representing ID, title, and author, which should match up with what we have here. ID, title, author, which is different than the ones I made, which was title, pages, genre. Okay. And then this is the URL to which the request is being sent. So that's reasonable. Putting everything all together. Okay, cool. So I feel like we learned a lot in this video right here. At least I know I learned a lot. I think that going forward, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be continuing to implement all of these different endpoints, which is another keyword that I just learned. So endpoints. I'm not just going to call them like router functions or whatever. So I need to do one for update. So here's a put and a delete. So then I also need to go and actually figure out like what's that happening in these different calls, right? Like what is going on here? I think that this is a variable, but I wasn't able to get it to work. So I need to get this to work. I need to figure out why it wasn't working. And I need to implement the other ones. I need to understand, oh, here's like 3 dots. That's an interesting thing that I don't know about. So I'll do like this update and then delete. Okay. The other thing that I need to do is get Postman. So I'll do these in my upcoming video, but the Postman thing, I will create the Postman account off screen, so I won't do that on screen, but in the next video I will have Postman working, and I will we'll be able to go through, okay, write each of these, the update, the delete, and investigate what's going on here, investigate how to use Postman, because I'm just going to create the account. But then in the next video, it's going to be how do you actually use it? How do you access these? Why is this one not working for me? And then just continue to explore. So if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, subscribe to this channel. And I will see you in I don't know when I'm going to create a new JavaScript video. I'm kind of, I'm feeling it. I think today is Saturday, so I'll probably do one tomorrow. I'll do either JavaScript or Java. I don't know which video I'll do. But yeah, I'll definitely do as I always do, leak code every single day. At least one problem. But I don't know which project video I'll do, either JavaScript or Java. So we'll see. But I don't know. I'm feeling this JavaScript. I don't know. This video was really fun. I really enjoyed this one. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and have a wonderful rest of the day.